woke up and I just decided to check my sidekick like I always do for emails and stuff. And then the first email I had on there was from David, and the first line was, "He's going to be okay. The bullets missed any major arteries."
I checked my phone. It was like real late. I think it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I checked my phone as there was a message, and it was Orlando, and he was just telling me, he's like, "Yo, D, I just want to tell you, Jonathan's in the hospital. He's been shot."
It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was heading back to my house with three of my friends, and came off the train on 170th, and I'm walking home. Got stopped in the middle of the street by like 8 guys. So they come up to us and they're like, "Yo, where the spot's at?" And like immediately I knew it was like a little suspicious. And then one of them comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, I walk on myself. I always have my cell phone in my hand." So he's like, "Oh, let me get that cell phone." And I'm like, "Nah, you good." So I put it in my pocket and he pulled out the burner. It's like a little 22. And then he went to pistol whip me with it, and I weaved it. I came in and I punched him in the face, and he came back again, hit me on the side of my head. And when I hit him again, and he stepped back and he just busted one off in my leg.
It was scary because we didn't know exactly what was going on. We just knew he got shot. The only thing that put me a little at ease is that I did get a phone call from him, so I knew, you know, he could still talk. He was still like, you know, conscious.
I was more shocked than anything else. I mean, we've never really had to experience anything like that in the past. We've been to clubs and seen, you know, fights almost break out, and we've always usually been able to call stuff like that. So for him to actually be shot, you know, to be wounded, I couldn't say anything. I was just shocked, you know. I felt like everything was just crashing around me.
My family and I, we just all, we changed the flight. We went to the hospital and we stayed there till we were able to see him. And it was crazy.
You all got the mics? Mic.
Group stuff is kind of like, you don't even think about it. It's more of, you know, is he all right? How is he? Why did he get shot? Who did it? You know, why wasn't I there to watch out for him?
The 5 pieces that make up Cnote, you know, is very important to each and every one of us. You can't just fit somebody else in, you know, not for these 5 guys. You know, there's no replacing him. But we have faith that he's gonna get better, and we think that he's gonna get better.
From what we hear, everything, you know, seems to be, you know, okay in his healing process. But I mean, if something worse could have happened, I think it definitely would have affected us, you know, greatly, in the sense of, you know, I would have lost my little brother. I would have lost, you know, my best friend.
It's good to hear that the doctors are saying, you know, he might be able to make a full recovery, and that helps the group a lot.
Come on, baby, let me see. Si me enseña a mí. Ay, no seas así. Bájate los panties. Show me that you really want me. Mami, bájate los panties.
We have a show coming up, actually, and we have to rearrange a lot of things in the show.
The doctors are saying it's going to take 2-3 months before he recovers fully and before he can even dance.
You know, we can't go strong as 5 and do full-out choreography and all that, everything that's planned.
We're definitely on hold rehearsing-wise and at least dancing-wise for a while. We can't really travel and anything, so everything's going to be on stop for a little bit.
He spilled my drink on me. He spilled it on me. Oh, man, you act like I did it on purpose. You act like I did it on purpose. I'm just saying. Oh, you acting like I did it on purpose. You the one. Listen to this camera. I don't give a about the camera.
For Jay, it was definitely a rude awakening. You know, it's something that's gonna change his life forever. You know, he's definitely gonna be more cautious about stuff that he does.
Right here is my brother. We didn't even have to grow up together. No, I was getting to that. But this dude right here, I met him my freshman year of high school. We didn't have to grow up together.
Well, that's not okay to choke you.
But this is where high school is where we became men.
he was back home, you know. You feel safe when you go back home, you know. I felt safe when I went back to Puerto Rico, and for him, you know, to be shot in a place where he was most comfortable at, I think definitely, you know, woke him up to the fact that, you know, it might not be so safe in the streets to just walk at whatever time.
He comes from a tough neighborhood, so it's stuff that he's seen all the time, you know, but it's now happened to him. So now he's gonna have to, you know, be a little bit more careful. You know, he's got a little bit more money right now. He's got a bigger target on his chest, and he's had to learn that.
The fans heard about it. It was put on the internet, through the internet. I think it was MySpace. The next day, it was already like messages all the way down the board, like one after another was, Jonathan, get better. Jonathan, how are you doing? Jonathan, oh my God, I love you. Jonathan, this, Jonathan, that. Even though it was for Jonathan, like it showed us that we're doing something that people are connected to.
They were able to show lots of love and, you know, get well soon, you know, hopefully you recover better, you know, and all these great, you know, little things for him that I think kind of took his mind off it, I think.
Still in the hospital doing better. Still joking now. Basically all he wants is to eat. He wants home-cooked meals. He don't want the hospital meals.
He's doing really good. He's in good spirits, and he's happy that he's gonna be okay. He's counting blessings instead of looking at the negative side.
He's gonna recover fully, and we're gonna go back to business like we always do.
We all realize that if something happens to one of us, it kind of happens to all of us, you know, because we kind of look at each other like brothers, and we've been through so much.
We definitely all woke up to the fact that life can be very short, you know, and at a moment, it can be taken away from us.
Tell him, Jay.
I hope you hear me, dog.
Tell him.
Yeah, you stupid.
The way I was affected when I heard it was like all the air, you know, left me, and it was like, you know, one of my brothers, you know, got shot.
I think we definitely are appreciating, you know, what we have together, the bond that we have together, the friendship, the brotherhood that we have. I think that we are focusing on this more and making sure that, you know, we stick together if anything, and we look out for situations like this, because we don't want anything to happen like this again.
I'm alright now, you know, we back here. It's like my first time back since the incident. I never want to come back here being in the same situation I was in before. I mean, like, you know, the struggle. I always want to come back here with more success and more success. But I know the more success I get, the harder it is going to be for me to come back here. I got caught slipping, and look what happened, you know? I got shot.
Thanks for the support. Keep supporting me. Happy to be alive right now, you know what I mean? Could have gone really bad, but I'm blessed right now. I'll be back on my feet soon, back in rehearsal, so I could keep performing for them. There's just a little bump in the road right now. After this, you know, as soon as I get better, I'm gonna get back on the grind. Takeover's still happening.
Forgive me, 'cause I never meant to hurt you. I always believed in love, and I only wish that it was enough. Forgive me, 'cause I didn't wanna say it, but I can't live a lie, though it breaks my heart to say goodbye.
So now that I'm 100%, I'm healthy, the group is ready to get back on the grind. You ask, what's next for Cnote? Well, Puerto Rico, get ready, because we are coming for you.
Turn back from where we are.